Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Hello, hello, hello. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt completely lost? You know, seeking purposeful direction that could and should propel your mission within your divine journey to that next level, but still it hasn't happened. Well, my name is Loren Harris, and I'm the founder of P3, the Journey Series. People come to me because they're wounded. Many are scared, and even there are those who are bruised simply because they feel that they are increasingly, for whatever reason, losing their ability to dream. Now, this P3 program is not for a person who's just looking to start a business, no, but rather for those of you out there who have been on your journey and you've been navigating within your divine purpose, but you still desire to elevate to that level that you have not reached yet. If this is appealing, if this describes you, then I want to have a chat with you. I want to hear your story. So use the link below to get registered for your free seat at P3, the Journey Series. And let's get started, one story at a time. I'll see you inside. Click the link.
Oh, good morning. Oh, there. It's holiday. I had to put the holiday light on. See how I make them cheeks glow? That's right. I'm just playing. It's going to take a whole lot more than a light. Right. Right. I'm telling you what. Look, 62, y'all. Woo! Sometimes I just stand there and I go, Man, what happened? You know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you what did happen for real. What happened is I woke up today. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, universe. Thank you, everything greater than me. I'm so happy to be here today. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm Dr. Loren. It is the holiday edition, Labor Day here in the United States. Too bad, too sad for all of y'all that live other places that got to go to work today. Oh, well, I'll just play it. I'm kidding. I'm so happy to be here. I've been up since 2 a.m. cooking because we have about, I'll just say a lot of people coming today. The last holiday of the summer, and it's Rib Fest here at my house, annual thing. A bunch of ribs and chicken for those, them foo-foo people. And I have a lot of family members that are vegetarian, vegan, and then the kids, they come some days and they're like, 1 week they come over, they tan up everything, hamburgers, hot dogs, brats, you name it. The next week they come, oh, I don't eat meat. Since when? I don't eat anything with eyes anymore. I was like, then give me them damn potatoes back. Right. I got her ass. That was a good one. We still laugh about that one. So listen, y'all. Anyway, happy Monday to you wherever you are in the world. It's still Monday. Well, maybe not. But anyway, I don't have any announcements, do I? Excuse me. My allergies. Woo, Lord Jesus. Been so bad the last week. Sneezing. I need to wear socks at night because I rub my eyes and it'll be like this. I'm going to be in Albany, New York next week, you guys, on the 8th for the 2024 New York State Mental Health Symposium. I'll be speaking, keynoting there. And then if you want to meet me in Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come. That's right. The 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. I'll be at the Becoming a Better You event down in Kansas City, an annual event I had to, and I cannot wait. I love it down there. Ooh, they ain't ready. Went shopping yesterday, y'all. Found that jacket for the Accelerator Business Summit. That's another one coming up October 3rd and 4th here in Chicago, the Matrix Club. I'll be emceeing. Wait till you see that jacket I got. Ooh, they ain't ready. I'm scared to put it on. It's so hot I might spontaneously combust. That's how that jacket. You think you saw something that power we? Nuh-uh. Get ready. Anyway, it's not even about what we wear. It's about what we learn, what we pour from our hearts into others. So come on down to Kansas City. Now, Kansas City, like a lot of places, St. Louis, New Orleans, famous for their music and their musicians. Well, a little place near Jackson Hole, Wyoming, where I was. You guys remember back on the 4th of July, riding in parades and all that little stuff. It wasn't nothing. Hanging out with Nikki Sixx. Oh, that wasn't nothing. Oh, yeah. And also with the Guinness Book of World Records people, that wasn't nothing. But anyway, the Butterfly Grand Bathroom, it was just, I love it there. I came back so humbled. I ain't complained about shit since I came from Jackson Hole with them Grand Tetons. If you can't look at that and be grateful for the rest of your life, I don't know what to tell you. That's all I'm gonna say. One of the most beautiful places on earth. And I'm gonna say another thing too. I had no idea was a real thing. About 15 minutes after we got out of the airport, I felt like zen. I was just so relaxed. And I looked at my watch. It had been 15 minutes. It takes me 10, 12 hours to get that kind of peace here in Chicago because it's so all the time, right? So I'm gonna tell you, if you get a chance, get that ass out to Jackson, Wyoming area. Okay. Now, Jeremy Steward, I knew Jeremy. We've been kicking it long before I headed out there to his neck of the woods, and we didn't get together, but we're gonna make it happen. But here we're together today because he's here. Also known in the music world as King Stewart, or as my grandmama would say, Kang. King of kings and Lord of lords. I love you, Granny. Miss you too. So, but anyway, King Stewart, not Kang Stewart. And he's here today to talk about why he does what he does, how he does what he does, and why he wants you to love it. I hear him coming down the hall, you guys. First timer. So put some hearts on the screen. It's our virtual way of saying welcome. Here he comes. Well, what's up, Jeremy?
What's up? How's it going?
Going well. Happy Labor Day to you. You celebrate Labor Day?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fun and
Right.
family
Well,
and friends and outdoors.
Yes. So what's the name of the town you're precisely in out there?
It's called Afton. So it's Afton. It's really small.
In
Yeah.
Wyoming?
Yes.
Real small town. So
Oh yeah.
how small? How you got a Walmart?
Oh no. Oh no.
You
I'd
got
say
no
probably about
Walmart?
10. Nope. We have a Burger King, a grocery store, a few gas stations. I mean, we have less than probably 10,000 people here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so there you are, and I see. But you know what? I'm kind of jealous in a way, although I couldn't do it. No, for real. All that I mean, the nature and the mountains. And are you originally from the area?
No.
Did you?
No.
Where'd you originally? Where'd you? What you? Well, you know what? I always let me shut up.
You're
I
good.
dip out for about 60 seconds, and I let the guests start their vibe, create a vibe, just pour into everybody, kind of tell them where you're from, who you are, whatever that's on your heart this morning for about 60 seconds. And I'm going to come back and start firing questions your way, and we'll get down into this interview. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay, I'm going to leave the stage. I'm going to leave the stage and give it to you for 60 seconds. I'll be right back. All you.
Sounds great.
Take it away.
So yeah, Jeremy Stewart, go by the artist name of King Stewart, originally from Hutchinson, Kansas, the Sunflower State. Yeah, I do music, hip hop, pop music, dance music, and with the music, my goal is to reach obviously the masses with a new, beautiful message through hip hop and pop music, an inspirational and empowering message to music lovers everywhere, and that's kind of the goal. And been out here in Wyoming now for several years, soaking up the sunshine and basically getting closer to God as well, and really fine tuning and focusing on what I do as an artist, as an MC, the musician. So yeah, Kansas is a shout out to Kansas. Beautiful state. Wyoming, gorgeous state. Beautiful mountains, great hunting and fishing, and just the outdoors. And it's definitely a place to get closer to God and really focus on yourself and your spirituality. So that's really where I'm from, and it's been an amazing journey being out here in Wyoming all this time and meeting great people and experiencing just great things in life.
I took our picture.
Nice.
I took our picture, so I like to collect those. That's awesome. So let me go back so I can watch it on here. I like watching it on the phone at the same time. There you are. Look, you're on the TV back there. You're here. You're everywhere. So
Nice.
let's go back to little Jeremy, little King, or was he known as Prince back then? Oh, Prince Stewart. So no, but seriously, when you were a kid, what did you see yourself doing in your life? What was it? When did you start getting the itch to be a musician?
So what's funny is when I was a little kid, I was a huge fisherman. Loved fishing every day, every night, rain or snow, didn't matter. And I wanted to be a professional bass fisherman with my own TV show. And my grandfather actually, he was a fisherman. He fished all over Kansas. And basically, I didn't get into music really till about 18. No, I was in high school actually when I got into music. Shout out to B Smiley, actually, another artist. I saw him in high.
Smiley?
Yes.
Wait, lived over on Parker Street. Cousin Ray. Peach's brother.
I have no idea.
What? Okay, I know. I'm kidding. You'd be shocked though. Sometimes people don't know what to do when they go, "Oh yeah." I'm like, "You lying? I just made that up." So anyway, okay. So why was Beats had a hand in you getting started?
So I was in high school, and B Smiley had a kind of a R&B group, and they were during the lunchtime. They're doing a show out in kind of the place where everybody eats lunch at, and it was him and like 4 or 5 other guys, and they're singing these songs. They're cover songs, and I seen them in person. For some reason, when I saw them, I'm like, wow! I was just blown away by it. I have no idea what caught me, but just seeing them sing so well. So I went home that very day after school and started writing my first rhymes. And they were the most corniest, most simple rhymes in the world. But I found this love and this like desire when I do it more, I start writing poetry. So fast forward a few years to high school, um, was still kind of in the mode and still loving to write poetry and love, writing things like this. And I actually met one of my first four mentors at a job I had, and basically said, "Hey, I heard you rap, man. I'd like to learn how to do this." And kind of he invited me to his house to come learn how to write verses. And I was rusty at first, but he sat me down as a mentor in front of his computer and said, "I'm gonna teach you how to write 16 bar measures and 8 bar hooks." And
Oh,
still, I didn't quite understand it at first until he taught me really how to layer it properly and structure verses properly. And then a little more fast forward, one of his good friends actually also mentored me as well and taught me really how to get into more double syllable rhyme schemes and professionals in the studio and just about how beat production worked and the whole 9 yards. And it was like, can I do this, guys? Am I going to be talented enough for this? And really, they just kind of mentored me and said, man, believe in yourself. They encouraged me to go forward. And I wrote my first like little single demo and recorded it at one of our friends' home studios. And it was funny because there was other artists in Kansas at the time doing the same thing, but they weren't doing full songs. So the one day I'm in the studio at my friend's house, and it was interesting because I recorded on this old Radio Shack mic on his computer, my first full song, which was 316 bar verses. And my mentors are behind me and they're laughing their asses off. And they go, wow, Jay just dropped a full song, 3 verses, 3 hooks over a beat. What in the hell is going on here? And they're like, there's some cats here right now who are slipping, man. These guys right here need to get this shit together. But I had just hopped into the game and there was rappers there who were doing it for a few years. And so
hmm.
at that point, my first song got me really going. And it was like, man, the feeling of that I just dove into it. And I did my first, was it 2 songs? I recorded 3 songs. And one of my mentors, also shout out to Jamil from Hutchinson, Kansas, who's also my producer.
Jamil,
Jamil.
live across from Miss Parker. I'm
Oh
playing.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. But no,
But let me ask you something real quick.
Yeah.
Ask you something real quick, Jeremy. King. I'm gonna go back and forth, y'all, between both
You're good.
names. Because I know him like that. Y'all can't call him Jeremy. You can call him King, but you gotta know him for a minute. That would be me. See how special I am, right? So listen, let's talk about some of the things. Because that's I know a little bit about it. I've been in music most of my life before coming to what I do today. And it can be, well, it's a little easier now because of independent labels and things like this. But when I was coming up in the 80s, trying to get a deal and all that, I did. I got a spec deal. I didn't get no full-blown contract. I got a spec contract. You up on those? When they used to give us spec deals, which meant speculative, which means the jury wasn't in yet. You can sleep on the couch, but we ain't got no room for you yet. You ain't getting your own room, And then they use you, to sing backgrounds on people's things. Say somebody goes on tour that's on the label, one of the major artists, and one of their background singers gets sick on the road. They pluck from that list to send you out there. So that kind of stuff. And it was great. But I'm going to tell you something, and you can tell me if it's different now. That a lot of artists like yourself, you're responsible for a lot of the pieces that a label would do because you're on your own now, and that's the way most artists want to do it. But what about your message, and how did you decide which direction to go? What type of artist you wanted to be known as, and how do you deal with? Do you see yourself in competition with other musicians? Because a lot of people, I'm just saying, because of rejection and fear of rejection and, oh my God, am I going to make it, all that. So just talk about that if you could, that whole piece. It's a big piece.
Yeah, so basically when I started out doing it, it was a lot more so rap actually. and I did a couple of songs that were more, I guess you could say, the Eminem or Lil Wayne style of rap. I was trying to perfect really
What
my
happened to Lil Wayne?
What's
Speaking
that?
of, what happened to Lil Wayne? You just reminded me. Where did he go?
No idea. That's crazy. I have no idea.
He was so good. I loved Lil Wayne.
Yep. Yep. Very talented MC, very talented artist.
Okay, go on. I'm sorry. You reminded me. I hadn't seen that. Okay, we're going to find Lil Wayne. Watch. Okay, go ahead. So Lil Wayne and those types. Okay.
Yeah, but so I was working on my lyrical structure, kind of like, with the rappers, be like Lil Wayne, Eminem, and it was the songs I was doing were really good, but after a while, seeing what the industry was going to with rap music and how people perceived rap itself, and people weren't understanding that, that hip hop and rap are kind of two different things. Hip hop's the culture, rap is more
Yes.
the action you're doing, but the way the labels have taken hip hop and what they've turned it into, I'm like, man, I was like, this message that they're sending out there, I'm like, this isn't me. It didn't feel my heart, it didn't feel right. And I always ask myself, what would your mama say? What would grandmama say? And my mom actually heard one of my older songs and just thought, I think she was proud of me because I was being an artist and the way I was writing lyrics, but the message I was sending with those songs, she wasn't a big fan of, I don't think. And so,
wait a minute. You have been cussing and saying nasty shit.
Oh yeah.
See, mamas and grandmamas don't play that. And I was always told, don't say nothing in the street that you wouldn't want your grandmama to hear.
That's real. That's real.
Okay. So how did that affect your progression in the business when they got on that ass? Like, King, you need to clean that up. That's nasty. You ain't. So did you feel guilty about it? But what happened?
It was more of a thing where it was like they knew I was trying to be an artist and I was working on being an artist and perfecting my craft, and they knew that. But I think it was more one of those things where they asked me, "Is this the kind of image you want to have as an artist, throughout your career, or do you want to be able to perform and cater to all audiences? What kind of message do you want to send, really?" Because my mom taught us to be a gentleman, my brother and I. So there was no, that wasn't something she wanted to see.
Thank you, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And so one of those things where I'm like, okay, you know what? Like, let me find myself as an artist truthfully. Took some time off to actually find myself as an artist and spirituality and things of that nature. Get my mind right, talk to the Lord a little more. And my mentor is also my producer. He got into music production a lot more. Said, hey man, look, I'm gonna help you produce some music here that are more dance style beats. And the way he produced the music though moved me in a way that could not be done with like rap lyrics. And it was more of a dancey, upbeat, spiritual, this positive feeling. And so when I heard the first beat he made me, I'm like, Jamil, oh my gosh, what the hell is this? And it was just off the chain. Honestly, it was just off the chain. So I began to kind of feel a bit more and say, okay, what is this saying to me? About a day later, I came back to him and told him that I had wrote 2 full verses to this beat and recorded it. And we were both like, oh, wow, this is completely different. So I knew that when I heard this beat, I also wanted to go more towards what I grew up with was oldies music, a lot of oldies, Santana even, classic rock. And I also had been actually with my rap songs I approached a lot of labels, man, a lot of labels, majors, and a lot of these labels were like, well, we want you to do this and this. And you could just tell by their demeanor, how they talked to me, they wanted to control my art. And I wasn't, I wasn't street enough, or I wasn't this enough or that enough. And, oh, you have a 10 million followers on social media.
They said that about Dre.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, remember when Dre first came out, how they gave him such a hard time?
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't make a difference. But that's kind of what I was getting at. There's so many different darts coming at you from so many different directions. What I think a lot whenever kids or young people ask me about it, I say, well, I don't ask me because it's a totally different. We don't the recording experience going in the studio. Y'all don't. I don't know if y'all even still do this. We used to get locked in for a whole weekend. If you were on that project, you come to the studio. They say report Friday at 4 o'clock. They lock you in. The food's in there. You slept in little places around, and then they wake you up at 3 a.m. You know, you got to drop this background track in about 20 minutes, warm up, this and the other, and then do your little piece and go back to sleep, and then they wake. It was rough. It was rough. But nowadays, you can do a whole song pretty much by yourself if you want to. So let's talk about that, King. I see that you are clearly inside of a soundproof something, booth or area. So where are you right now? What is that we're looking at behind you?
This is my sound booth, my studio. So I built
you
this
record
studio
from your own.
Yes, my own place. Yeah, that's the beauty about being an independent artist. I think that people need to understand that you don't need the multi-million-dollar studios. You don't need to go to a studio and pay, $80, $100 an hour to do it. Because there's indie artists right now who want to record at home and can't afford to go to the $80, $100 studios. And they're like, well, how the hell do I do this? Well, being here in Wyoming, especially here in the town that I'm in, there's no studios out here. I think Jackson Hole might have one, but here where I'm at, though, I had to learn how to be self-sufficient. So I taught myself recording the whole 9 yards, built my own studio, and said, I'm going to knock this out here at home. And it's also kind of my way of saying, as an independent artist, furthermore, why you don't need the major labels. Because you can do it, studio at home, record your vocals here. You obviously need to have a engineer professionally mix and master for you.
For the mixing and all that, you mean?
Yep. Yes. And then indie artists can release their music by themselves online through their own, through their own means or how they want to do it. You get your PRO. It's become very independent. It's very easy to do it now. Not that music is easy to do. It's that the whole process of creating music and recording it yourself now, this is what you need.
Yes. I remember when I'll never forget this. Thank you. Shout out to Dave, my roommate in the Air Force. We reconnected about 5 years ago, and we do an annual trip now. We go down to Margaritaville, Jimmy Buffett's place in the Ozarks, and go fishing and hanging out. And Dave Schultz, my roommate in the Air Force, we competed in all of the Air Force competitions, and both went out on the road with the Air Force, and he went into the cruise line business after we got, performing on cruises for probably 25 years. He performed while I was doing my stuff in Hollywood. And I remember the day in our apartment. We lived right off base in Williams Air Force Base, Phoenix, Arizona. And he had an 8-track recorder, and he was like, hey, let's stack your vocals. And I was like, what's that? And he goes, you're going to lay down one, and then you're going to sing on top of it. And I'm telling you, Jeremy King, I was a natural. And when he laid down 4 or 5 layers and play in harmonies and stuff, and they were stacked right perfectly, vibrato was hidden, I was standing there going, I was bitten. That was when I was like, okay. But because I loved being a singer, and I had been on stages with people, live performances, but I hadn't had that recording studio. Now, I say after I was bitten by that. Now, when I got out to LA and I did get my spec deal, the first thing they did was they sent me to a coach out there, a vocal coach. Some of you may have heard of him, Seth Riggs. He coached Michael Jackson, a lot of people, but he worked with you on your studio technique. So let's talk about that. Because you rap. So do you consider yourself, do you ever have to actually sing on your tracks, or do you get other singers? Do you do collaborations? I know that's a big thing nowadays, even for the big names. Look at Dua Lipa. She always singing on somebody's stuff. Rihanna always singing on somebody. You see what I'm saying? Mariah be having everybody on her stuff. So let's talk about that. Do you like collaborating with other artists? And have you done any of that, or do you anticipate doing any of that? How's that feel?
You know, I love collaborations. I think that's a very important thing, especially when you can collaborate with somebody from another genre. I think collaborations are very important to help each other and to grow as individual artists. Um, for example, like I look at what I do as hip hop and pop. Um, I don't consider myself a rapper. I consider myself an MC and an artist and a musician because I like to really get into the production of music and really focus on the sounds that are being used and the tempos and just the beauty of creating the music itself and throwing ideas back and forth to the producers. But I love the idea of working with other artists because where I don't sing, I'm more of a lyricist. Um, but having other musicians though, it's to work with, I think is beautiful because I could take what I do and spit over guitars or orchestra or violins or whatever it might be, like horn sounds. Here in town, there's a guy here I'm working with right now who's a guitar player, and he's phenomenal. I mean, this guy is just amazing guitar player. And so we're gonna get together, put some music down. We're gonna try and cross a little bit of hip hop and country, a little bit of pop and country together, which is new for me to do that. But I love collaborations. I love getting together with other great artists and seeing what you can do. That's something even
Yes.
so different no one's heard of. And so
Yeah. Well, are you okay? You said I'm putting you on the spot. I got your Apple Music pulled up. There's got a little bit, not nearly all of your work, but a few samples. If we were going to give the audience a little taste of some of your work, which one of these would you say, ooh, yeah, I'm feeling that one today, or that's my favorite one there? Which one of these three would you like us to crack the door to for the audience?
just do Treat Me Right. Treat Me Right.
Okay, here, let's take a look. This is from 2022, and you were coming out of, like the rest of us, we were really still in there talking about the pandemic. And then when we get done listening, I'm going to talk to you about that. Did you find yourself creating more or less, or how did the pandemic affect your creativity or not? Let's take a listen. We'll address that, everybody, right after we take a look. Listen to Treat Me Right, King Stewart.
I know what I want, yeah, I want you. I want life together, lifelong and true. But I gotta know, you want that too. Do you wanna get real if it's done being new? I give you my heart, give you all of me. I'll be the everything your eyes wanna see. Committed you want, committed I'll be. You want my love, then so shall it be. You want a real man, a gentleman is here to hold your hand through happiness and fear. My pride of us, yes, and I'll make it clear. When we out and about, I wanna hold you near. Showing affection, express sincere. Put on lipstick so thick it smears. All over these lips, let the kiss be clear. Sign that you're mine, I'm yours, my dear.
I'll be talking, really know what I'm doing. I'll be staying when I see you when I'm finding. Say you're gonna treat me right.
Uh-oh.
What do you want?
Don't make me do it.
Now. Don't play games or throw in the towel. When it gets hard,
Seriously,
take
y'all,
a
don't make
bow
me do it.
Till it gets better, like serious. Wow, I'm into the end. How I get down, I don't give up, no matter the round.
Ooh, that's a clean version.
Cause I got your back when you turn around. When
I know what you really wanted to say.
That thought for men can get scary. Desired by women, but a lot to carry. Fear of heartbreak can make us both weary. But I'm a grown man and wanna get serious. No text on the phone, baby, you're here. In this version in person. No, I'm not delirious. I want to make your title. This is really Miss.
I'll be talking, really know what I'm doing.
Who is that? All right. Who was that singing?
So-
Let me ring the bell. She can sing.
Yeah. So
What was that? Shout out to that artist.
So she was a singer that we ended up hiring, but she wants to remain anonymous because of the fact that she doesn't want to have a career in singing. And so she chose to say, hey, I'll basically, you guys hire me to be a musician to come in and just sing the vocals. Like, okay, fine. So she did that and came in and sang the vocals for us. And I was like, where in the hell did you come from? I'm like, wow, okay.
And
And
not wanting to remain anonymous. How interesting.
yeah,
Them to be the very ones. Those are the very ones where they running them down for a contract. I ain't trying to sing. Leave me alone. I don't want to sing. Isn't it always that way? So okay, but wow.
yeah.
Did you find that surprising that this young lady said, "Oh, I ain't trying to be all that and do all that," and then she was so naturally talented? Clearly,
I was like, oh my gosh, there's people with this kind of voice and kind of talent. I'm like, what's going on here? Like people with this kind of singing voice. It's like, let's help you. Let's get you going. Let's get you in the booth. Let's get you a career. And there's singers out here even like that are just as amazing, but they don't want to have a career. They want to just sing and have fun with it. It's like, what? Why aren't you on America's Got Talent or American Idol? And
yeah,
I think
it's just not for 'em.
yeah.
I used to run into people like that when I was like, be the very ones too. Let me ask you this. Now, when I was listening just now, keep it real with you. It reminded me of back in the day, back in my era, yeah, back when I was fine. I ain't lying, y'all. Back in the day. Oh, y'all just don't know. Y'all wasn't ready. But the groups like Pet Shop Boys, people that spit like you just did and had all these musicians around them and stuff. It was a big deal. Because a lot of people are like, well, wait a minute, that does sound. Because do you know who the first rapper was? Who had the first rap song? You know this?
I probably don't. I know DJ Cool Herc founded hip hop.
Nope. Guess who had the first rap in a commercial song on the Billboard charts?
Who?
Blondie.
Really?
Blondie did in Rapper's Delight, not Rapper's Delight. Good Lord, that's hip hop to the hippity hop. The Blondie song. Rapture.
Okay.
And she was like, and then a man from Mars, and he's eating cars. You never heard that? You heard that, right?
That one I haven't heard.
Yeah, y'all, Blondie had the first. Yes, she did. And I remember watching it, MTV, because MTV had just started, and now Okay, here's another little historical tidbit for you. We're gonna test it. Stump King Stewart is what's happening here. Do you know what the first song was played on MTV?
I want to say it was Video Killed the Radio Star.
Ding, 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 ding. Yes, and it really did.
Mm-hmm.
They just came out and said it. Bye. Video killed the radio star. So on that, and great, I'm glad you got that because I'm using that to segue. So let me ask you something. How do you see your career moving along? It seems like the way that you all have the freedoms to do what you want, when you want, how you want, where you want, and with whom you choose to do it with, freedoms that weren't afforded artists not so long ago. People broke through that ceiling like Prince, remember? With the Warner Brothers deal and taking it and starting his own label. And then, just all those different things, changing the name to play that game. Like, oh, you ain't taking shit, he was saying, right? And now look at the freedoms that people like Taylor Swift and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's a lot different now. You don't have to have a label like Motown to make you a star or anything. Right. And a lot of musicians don't care to be stars. They're not looking for, over the top fame. So let's go into that next if we could. What are you looking for? What would need to happen, or maybe it already has, King, what would allow you to say, I did it. I made it. I am that person I set out to be. What would do that for you? Is it fame? Is it a lot of money? Is it the size of the stage? What is it?
For me, it is to see a large audience. Truthfully, it is to do, even if it's doing small town tours. I've seen a lot of musicians do, they'll get 50 states and they'll go to all the smaller communities and smaller towns. And to me, it's more about reaching the masses with the music. whether that's 100,000 fans worldwide or if that's 5-10 million fans worldwide. It's more about, for me, fame fame comes naturally the more fans who like your music. Um, the money,
Yes.
to me, it's about the art. To me, it's about the art and connection with an audience. And if I can go out there and tour, or when I go out there and tour, do a full album full of songs and travel the United States and just shake hands, meet new people and just talk to audiences about what these songs mean and what the goal of the song, the message is to empower people, to inspire, to motivate. It's to educate people with music. It's to inform them of what this message is talking about in the songs that I write. Um, to me, that is success. Is if I can say, "Hey, I just changed 1 million lives or 100,000 lives around the world with this message, and I actually changed somebody's life, and I
Yeah.
inspired their heart." You never know who you're going to touch with that, and so that to me is success right there. I don't want the mansion in Beverly Hills or the Ferrari. I live in Wyoming, so
Right.
that nice used, truck would be good enough for me. Like, I don't need riches and luxury, because what I'll say is, to me, this right here is not about money or women or houses or anything like that at all. This is about leadership. This is about teaching and inspiring and saying, "Hey, man, no matter where you're at in the world, go for your dream, follow it. You will have naysayers, but don't stop, don't back down. Get your message out to the world." To me, that's what it's about.
That's beautiful. You know what? Say it then. Spit that shit. I'm just gonna say. Listen, that's admirable. I'm with you on that. Here, here. So let me ask you something. Um, you're in Wyoming. You do this, or do you? So is this what you do for a living, or do
So
you have something else you do? Some
I do ranch work.
ranch. I saw that. No, I saw that. Like that's real work. You be
Yeah.
tired and dirty, all kind of shit. It ain't like you in a cubicle, in the air condition, and you're. What kind of stuff do you do on a daily basis out there?
It can vary. Literally, it can go anywhere from mowing a lawn to trimming trees to splitting wood. I mean, it could be up to even, helping with the cattle, whatever they might need done with the cows. It could be,
Cattle,
oh yeah,
real live animals.
oh yeah,
So
oh yeah,
you're a ranch hand.
yes, cowboy,
You know how to ride a horse.
oh yeah,
You got
oh yeah,
cowboy boots.
oh yeah.
You know how to do something with the rope.
No, that I did not learn.
That's a so when you okay, how many people work on the ranch? I love this stuff because since they took our show away, Yellowstone.
Right.
Is it like what we see on that show, or no? Is that like they show just the good shit?
Um, they show basically just the good shit on that show. I mean, there is some elements of that that are authentic. Um, I mean, yes, you get a rope out there. You have sometimes on some ranches you have to rope the cows and to bring them down. Like for example,
Yeah, bring them
when
down to eat.
I'm saying, like, when I bring them down to the ground to brand them.
Oh,
Which I have actually worked at a shop before where we had to slaughter cows and process cows there.
and you can still eat meat. Oh, so because some people say when they like work at slaughterhouses, they can't. That was it for them. They were done. But what about this? You so is it a bunch of you? Is it a big ranch?
So it's a good sized ranch. It's been in the ranch. It's been in their family for, I think, 4 generations now. Um, and it's a good sized ranch. It's not like, hundreds and hundreds of acres by any means. It's not like it's not like Yellowstone. Yellowstone is that TV show is a little more, I think, exaggerated a little bit, but respectfully. But no, this ranch is a nice sized ranch. And there's times where they'll have many hands out there, depending on if they're haying or if they're branding or whatever's going on.
Yeah.
'Cause usually there's one branding a year, and it can be 10, 15, 20 guys out there branding. And that's a full day's work. And it's literally go, go, go. You're pushing cabs all day, branding, um,
Uh-huh.
having people out there having a few beers
So
together,
let me
food, just kind of laughing and
okay.
hanging
So
out.
you're a ranch hand.
Mhm.
You're a ranch hand who's spitting and doing the music you do. People would never put those two together in most cases. They'd say, why aren't you singing country? So let me ask you, how do you feel about this? Does it benefit you or is it a barrier? What about I hate this word, ethnicity. Like, you know what I mean? Like, remember, back to Drake again. He ain't black enough. This, that, and the other. And I don't really know what ethnic background you hail from. If it's a mixture, if it's what is it, by the way? And then we're going to talk about that because that's a real piece.
So I am actually Spanish, Mexican, and Scottish.
Spanish, Mexican, and Scottish. So okay. So because the reason I'm talking about this is because people that write these lyrics and poetry and things, a lot of times it's from lived experiences, and people, So do you bring any of your heritage into your work? Because you're so different. Do you bring in the majesticness, the majesty of where you live and the mindset? I have a feeling because of where you live and the mindset, it has a lot to do with the foundation of your message. So, because you've mentioned higher power, God, Lord. So I know you believe. So talk about that. So we know you said your grandma and your mom were like, oh, change those lyrics. But now let's talk about the respect to what your belief system is. Do you feel that is a hindrance, or does it not matter nowadays? People used to. I remember there's an Eminem song, the Slim Shady song, and he talks about Will Smith not cussing in his raps. But he goes, but I'm gonna, and he cusses. How do you feel about that? Having a faith-based thing in your life about do you feel okay cussing? Or
I mean, for me now, with the song I'm doing now, I want to keep the music that's more non-explicit, for the fact that, like, I want to reach out a certain audience with these songs and with the music. And so for me, it's more of a thing where I like to keep the songs clean as possible, A, for radio play, but B, for all audiences to hear it. And as far as the faith thing goes, it's one of those things where I looked, and said, when I'm writing these new songs, this new style I want to present, who do I want to affect and impact? How can I affect a larger audience if it's constantly dropping the F word and constantly saying, bitches and hoes all the time? To me, it just seems so just trashy to me. And I get a lot of respect for other. Yeah, I get a lot of respect for artists like Eminem and Dr. Dre. Absolutely, phenomenal producer.
Yes, listen, Dr. Dre.
Oh man, phenomenal producer.
I'll be honest though, I'm sick of Snoop. After the Olympics, I saw more of him than the athletes. I was like, okay, Lord, enough. But anyway, but I love me some Dr. Dre. Love me some Dr. Dre. Man, he was a classic.
Yo, yeah, he's an inspiration. He really is.
Yeah.
But no, I wanted to, I respect those artists because they're phenomenal what they do. But for myself, it was like I want to hit a larger audience and actually start to change perspective on hip hop and start to go back to the old style hip hop and start to try to reach to these audiences, especially the ladies, man. The ladies are a big thing. You have to empower the women. The women are the mothers of the next generation. So we need to reach out to the women in the audiences and say, hey, love yourself, respect yourself. Fellas, respect these ladies. You know what I mean? Like, this is somebody's sister, their daughter, their mother, whatever. We need to reach them and say, hey, it's time to empower them and tell them, hey, you're beautiful. And thank you for, birthing our offspring. Thank you for what you do for everyone else. And that's with my song. It was like, I want to reach that message across. And so how can you do that if you're up here saying, bitches and hoes and all that stuff, and just
Yes.
you can't do that with that. And so, you know, I have a song right now I'm working on right now actually that actually touches on that very topic, more kind of a specific in a specific way. But yeah, being in Wyoming though, it's people here listen to hip hop and rap music, but I guarantee you out here they ain't hearing that shit. They out here and there's people who will listen to it, but
Yeah.
to get like, for example, rejection wise, the radio station here in town, they turned me down because my song said hip hop. It's a hip hop pop song. They won't play it here because they're country based. And it's like, okay, how do I do this and make it to where it is more
So that's
appealing to the
kind of what I was alluding to.
and so I
So let
figured,
me ask you something,
yeah.
because I want to connect. Oh, I'm sorry. No, go
Oh,
ahead. I'll wait.
it's one of those things where
I
now
got
I'm
a
figuring out a
surprise.
way
Well, I was going to say this. You're figuring out a way. Go ahead.
to integrate hip hop, what I'm doing, with country or acoustic guitar or something that's more still my style,
Oh,
but blend more of the country, kind of that pop feel to it, to where they'll actually, say, okay, hey, this is not so bad.
well, Beyonce just did it.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Darius is it Rucker? Yeah, Hootie, remember from
Hmm.
Hootie and the Blow? Yeah, many people went and switched, and yeah. So, are you familiar with the group? If not, you need to be up on them. I'm gonna show you who they are. These guys, because hopefully I'll be able to introduce you to them. Hopefully, I'm planning on meeting them sometime during football season at a Bears game somewhere in the country, right? And there's another person, an icon. I can't say. I better shut up because they told me I was saying. But anyway, these guys, these brothers, and I always wondered, do you try to get in where you might be able to open up for somebody? Do you know these guys? Let me show you on the screen. And because you remind me, your mindset, Hippie Sabotage. Are you familiar with them?
Mm-mm. No.
Listen here for a second. Listen, and I'm gonna hook you up with them. I gotta stay under a mitt so I don't get muted.
Ain't no judgment over here. Sometimes you need to clear the air. Let it go, say I don't care. No one's perfect.
Okay, I don't want to get muted, but I'm telling you, Jeremy King, get over and check my boys out, because I know it's about to happen. Had to call the other day, and I didn't know why, but I'm sitting up here listening to you today. I'm like, maybe he needs to meet them because they do a lot of festivals and stuff.
Oh, cool.
And they have people that open up. They're turning down. Let's just say big stars. They're turning down to open up for them because, well, they've gone through some stuff, just like all of us. And anyway, hopefully I'll be able to hook you up with them just so you can be friends or whatever. So what you got anything coming in 2025 or before that you want to talk about before we get out of here? We got a couple minutes left.
Oh yeah, so definitely working on 4 more songs right now that I think are going to
Nice.
be just as amazing as these songs here, but we're taking it up a notch more. We're getting more of the Latin vibe involved. We're also gonna throw in there some of the maybe the country twang in there a little bit. I'm really trying to, I guess you could say, collaborate as well, but integrate various genres and sounds and do things that nobody has done before. I want to surprise and shock the world with music, and so this year will be some new stuff, hot new stuff coming out. Looking to do some shows here pretty soon in Idaho area, and hopefully this year I want to do a small town tour across the United States. Hopefully, or at least a region of the United States. And I'll say, because of you and your webinar that I watched on speaking, that has inspired me to potentially want to become a professional speaker and go talk to audiences more so about the message in my music. So that's also kind of on the table right now as well.
Excuse me. That's awesome. And thank you for the shout out on that. Good. I could see you doing that. Speaking of doing a whole bunch of other things. Hey, everybody, listen, get over and check out all of what King Stewart, also known as Jeremy Stewart, is doing, has done, and will be doing. On the bottom of your screen right now is the website, kingstewart.com, and also the handle, I'm assuming like for places like IG and whatnot, King Stewart Music. Is that correct?
That's for Instagram. Yes.
Instagram. Okay, great. Get over and check it out. Thank you for allowing us to get poured into with your story and your music today. And listen, we're going to get you back so we can learn more about the origin story of Jeremy, who morphed into King, so that we have the full spectrum of what you do and continue to do. So thank you so much for that. Catch a fish for me today if you go.
Will do.
I love fishing. Yes, thank you. Jeremy, anything you want to, any word of wisdom you want to leave everybody with before we get out of here?
Yeah, I want you guys to understand something, and I want you guys to realize the sky's the limit for you guys. Whether you're an artist, whether you're a cosmetologist, no matter what gift or talent you have, what dream you have, go for your goals no matter where you're at in the world. Forget the naysayers, forget the doubters, disbelievers. Believe in yourself. First off, believe in the man upstairs. Let him guide you. Everything will come when it's supposed to come. Everything comes to you when it's God's time. Just, I promise you guys, have faith in yourself, have faith in the Lord. Give it all glory to God. Follow your dreams. Do not give up. Do not back down. I want you guys to go follow what you're doing. Believe in yourself. Do not give up, guys. Believe in what you have to offer the world. Keep going every single day.
Amen.
Always be grateful for what you have, what God gives you. But keep going. Hard times are going to be there.
That's right.
So, I mean,
that's right.
If I can do this from where I'm out here in Afton, Wyoming, you can too. I promise you.
Amen. It is not where you're at. It's where you're at.
Hopefully I can inspire you guys. So please, as a king, telling you guys, follow your dreams, please, and don't back down. Don't stop. Keep going.
There you go. Couldn't have said it better myself. Listen, thank you. Have the best rest of your day. Happy holiday to you. And we'll see you on the next one for sure, my man. Thank you so much. Great job today. And you're welcome. And to all of you out there, be safe today. If you're drinking, drink responsibly. If you're going to drink and drive, do it responsibly. If you're going to, get into it with cousin Ray or that sister-in-law you can't stand, do it be nice about it. Be kind. Be the example. Take the high road. You know what it is. You know how it is when we get together with family sometimes. So just have a great time today. Enjoy the holiday. God willing, will meet you tomorrow morning over on the front porch, where together we'll have the opportunity to have yet another illuminated conversation. Now, in the meantime, get out of here. Go out and find your highest self. Go from great to greater, bright to brighter, strong to stronger, and my favorite, nice to nicer. Don't let my screen door slam on the way out. And remember, as always, in closing, Dr. Loren loves you, and there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. See, bye, everybody. Thank you. Great job, Jeremy. Great job.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. See you.
Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Shamelessly displaying my state of mind, but you